So, the Amityville Horror, 1979, is one of those films you either love or just don't get why people rave about it. When it first came out, critics weren't too impressed, giving it a measly 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, which feels like a polite way of saying, meh. But the audience? They gave it a solid 52%. Back in the late 70s, I guess that was enough for success. The pacing? Slow, like the director hit the snail button. Special effects? Well, if you're into that retro vibe, it might just work for you. But the real MVPs here are James Brolin and Margot Kidder, who save the day with their acting chops. Even if you're over the whole haunted house thing, this one sticks with you thanks to its eerie atmosphere and that based on a true story legend. Fast forward to 2005, and we get the remake. You'd think with better tech and bigger budgets, it would outshine the original, right? Well, not so fast. Critics gave it an even lower score, 23%. Yep, ratings just keep dropping with time. To be fair, the remake does look slicker, better effects, faster pace, and all the trappings of a modern horror flick. But there's a catch. The critics called it out for being a walking cliché. It's like the writers thought, let's throw in every horror trope we can find and hope for the best. As for the audience, they stayed loyal at 52%, almost like they knew exactly what they were in for. Ryan Reynolds as the dad slowly losing his mind was a bold move, especially for those used to seeing him in comedies. But not everyone was sold on his dark side. After all, not everyone wants to see Deadpool with an axe. So, where's the truth? Well, Rotten Tomatoes seems to be hinting that neither movie is exactly a masterpiece. And honestly, they've got a point. The original is all about that old-school atmosphere and legendary status, even if it drags like molasses. The remake, on the other hand, is packed with shiny effects and a faster pace, but it's bogged down by too many horror clichés. Still, those identical 52% audience scores tell us both films have their fans. The original is like a vinyl record, nostalgic with a lot of heart. The remake? It's more like the latest smartphone, flashy, but feels a bit familiar. So, the big question, which one should you watch? Well, if you're all about the atmosphere and the throwback vibes, go with 1979. But if you're in the mood for modern jump scares and effects, the remake's got your back. Or better yet, watch both and decide for yourself. Vintage or modern.